Whereas, as you can see, we're going to use it. We're going the budget-friendly route. It's kind of more of a hot rod, flat, black. All black. So I got the Rustoleum Professional high performance protective enamel. 50 bucks for a gallon. Thins out with acetone. From what I've seen people do 4 to 1. I've seen people do 4 to 1.5 with acetone. I've also seen 4 to 2. Rustoleum 1.5 to 2 cut with acetone. I am going to add about an ounce of hardener per mix, just to kind of give it a little more flash time, make it flash a little bit quicker. So with this experiment, that's why I'm kind of doing the door jams and the back of the cab and the front of the bed first for this, because this is going to be our test. We're going to see if I'm going to do the back of the cab. If it doesn't look like it's going to, spray well, then I can thin it out. If it looks like it's spraying, it's too thin, then I can thicken it up a little bit. So this is, like I said, this is what we're doing this. So when we get ready to paint the whole outside of the truck next, we'll at least have a kind of a baseline of how we're going to mix our paint. So we're going to go like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 4 to 1 to 2. So I'm going to do 4 parts paint. To basically, it says not 1 part catalyst, but I'm just going to use like 1.5 ounces of catalyst, because it is 90 degrees and it's hot. And I'm going to use right at 2 parts of thin or acetone to mix this down. So we're going to get this mixed up and we'll see how this sprays. We're going to have fun and we're going to start painting. Like I said, today what we're doing, we're painting the door jams, back of the cab is right here down, and the front of the bed. Like I said, this is stuff that once we put the bed back on, the fenders back on, stuff that's going to be kind of hard to get, so we can go ahead and do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to wipe everything down with acetone, make sure we got all the oils, greases, dirt off of it, and then we're going to come back and tack off everything, then we're going to mix the paint up and get ready to start spraying. So it's time for it to get real now. Alright, as you can see, we got the door jams painted, the back of the cab painted, the front of the bed painted. So now we're going to let that dry for a couple days. Then we're going to get ready to put the bed back on, the fenders back on, do any kind of the rest of the little body work on the outside. And then we're going to be ready to shoot the full truck. And as you see, it turned out really good. Very happy with the Rustoleum. I mix it basically, I'm saying about 4 to 1.5-ish, and it covered really good. It was really good spraying. Use a gravity fed gun. Like I said, I can't complain about it for the price and how well it covered. This is basically 3 coats. 1 tack coat, 1 medium coat, and 1 heavy coat. Pretty heavy coat. And it laid really good. So, like I said, the Rustoleum high performance paint. Totally, I'm kind of sold on it. I got another one I want to paint. It's going to be a different color, and it's going to be gloss. So I'm really looking forward to that and trying that out. So, yep, we're getting there closer and closer. All right, we're about to back to Rustoleum 25 mods. Here you see we got Ranger's out of the shop, trying to film this on my own, so this is kind of, you know, first time trying this, but Ranger's out of the shop. Got the shop floor all washed down, swept, washed, and everything. And like I said, it's been pretty good. Got the bed back on the Ranger. Come out here, got the bed back on the Ranger, and got it all sanded down. Got it primered where it needed to be primered. Got all the body work done. Believe it or not, though, I mean, there she is in all her glory. We're gonna get her straight here in the film, but as you can see, she is all done. Everything's done there. Got everything on the body work done. So now I'll fix to pull her in tonight, and we're going to paint her tomorrow. Probably the worst part was the roof. I had to do a lot of, that wasn't really body work. That was pretty much just where the paint was gone. I mean, it just wore out, you know, and had some spots in down to the primer, some down to the, some was rust. So I had to sand that down pretty good bit on the back part of it, and put some etching primer on it, you know, because it was down to the bare metal. But all in all, we're excited. I didn't worry too much about the inside of the bed because we're going to rhino line the bed, so there's no sense even, you know, when we get ready to do that, we're going to tape up the caps, the bed side of the beds, and we're going to get the wire brush out on the grinding wheel, on the grinder, and just go to town on it, scuff it all up and everything real good, and then we're going to put that on there. So next video will be, you'll see us painting it. Already painted the door jambs and back of the cabin, the front of the bed. Done that before we put the bed back on it. The bed's not permanently attached. We just wanted to put it back on it to paint, make it a little bit easier. And then basically, yeah, next video, next cut, we'll cut to the actual painting of it. Probably do a quick time lapse. I'm not going to time lapse the whole video. Like I said, I am using Rustoleum matte black or flat black, professional industrial. And it's kind of crazy. It's oil-based enamel. And it does, I bought it a gallon, $50 at Lowe's Home Improvement. Tractor Supply has something similar. And like I said, you know, I wanted to try it, do DIY on a budget. I'm not a professional painter, not a professional body guy, but I am proud to say that this is a good truck. I used less than 2/3 of a quart of Bondo to fix all the holes, all the dings, which is very impressive. I did have some fiberglass, a little bit of fiberglass still on the front fender. But I mean, all in all, like I said, you know, that says a lot right there. So like I said, it's coming together. Like I said, I'm doing a time lapse of me painting the outside of it, you know, and I'll break it up a little bit because it will be long, you know, because it's gonna be all, you know, pretty much a couple hour thing, you know, letting it dry. But like I said, doing in Rustoleum matte black paint, it done phenomenal on the door jambs and the front of the bed and back of the cab. Phenomenal, covered great. I was so impressed how well it covered. I'm doing a 4 to 1.5 acetone with basically just adding a little bit of catalyst. We're pretty warm here. It didn't even say I had to add catalyst to it, but I wanted to add just a little bit to give it a little bit more hardness. I felt like it'd be better and give me a little bit more, make it flash a little bit quicker. But yeah, so all in all, is like I said, I mean, I got basically $50 in the paint, gallon of paint. It's like $49 and some change, so basically $50. I got $22, $21 a gallon for the acetone. I went and bought two, wanted to clean, you know, I don't need something to clean the guns up and everything. And plus we got some more, we're gonna paint the wheels and everything too, so we're gonna need a little bit more. And believe it or not, the catalyst at Tractor Supply, I had to get at Tractor Supply, it was $27 for the little can of catalyst. So bottom line is, the catalyst was basically half the price, half of what the daggone gallon of paint cost. But like I said, it's going to turn out good. Everybody that's seen it so far thinks it looks really good with what's been painted. So next clip, you're going to see us see me shooting this thing, and then we're going to be done with the paint and body work on it. And then we'll be ready to finish up, button up the interior, put the windows back in, put the get the molding and all that good stuff, and get her back running. And then, you know, get a couple of cosmetic things done, and we'll be ready to get her on the road. So stay tuned. All right, well, here we are. Finished product. Well, it's just drying. I just got done. Like I said, the bed, don't worry about the bed because we're gonna rhino line the bed, but just kind of give you a little look at it. I mean, she is all one color. Still shiny because, you know, like I said, I just got done spraying it probably about maybe 10 minutes ago, not even that much. But I'm gonna turn the camera around and kind of talk through all the stuff it's doing real quick, and you can see what is going on. So here we go. As you see, she's starting, got a little bit of debris up there on top. Like I said, as you can see, I'm not in a paint booth. I don't have a paint booth. I'm in the same garage we tore it apart in, same garage that we put together in. So like I said, hopefully like a lot of that stuff is going to clear out once we, you know, kind of cures out and get that nice matte finish to it. And anything in it, and hopefully it'll come out as we wash it. I mean, like I said, you know, we wasn't going for a show piece by any means. But I mean, like I said, you can see it. I mean, it don't look bad. And I haven't, I mean, you know, like I said, I'm not a professional painter. And as you can see, I don't have much light on this side here because my lights decided to go out. So, you know, had to make do with what we had. So, but I mean, you know, I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it. And like I said, I think, you know, this is going to make, once we get the wheels done, I think it's going to make a really nice little truck for Josh to drive and keep and take care of. Like I said, I don't understand why the tailgate, it turned out really shiny. So I'm hoping it's going to matten up a little bit like the rest of it, but we shall see. But so, all right. So just wanted to know this was the paint. I'll turn back around here in a second and I'll show you what I'll kind of go over everything. So what we got here is basically, this was just Rustoleum Professional Flat Black from Lowe's. Covered really good, as you can see. I mean, that's got a lot of paint on it. I mean, I used the whole gallon on this truck. So probably went a little overboard. I would say I did go overboard on it, but hey, you know, I wanted good coverage, and I didn't even spray the bed. So it took me an hour and a half to spray it, and it's got good solid 4.5, 5 coat. But I'd say good solid 5 coats. Tack coated. I cut it in. I done a tack coat. Then I done another tack, a little heavier tack coat. Then I started spraying a little bit heavier. The last one was really heavy, and I pretty much used 3 cups on the last spray. That's the cup size there. So, and hey, believe it or not, like I said, DIY, we're doing this on Harbor Freight. This truck was painted with this Harbor Freight $20 Central Pneumatic spray gun. I did buy the Spectrum kit, you know, for the quick change and everything. I like that. It worked pretty good. It don't fit the greatest on the actual cup. The gun, it fit fine once but make sure you get the adapter. But yeah, I mean, it worked good. It didn't leak or nothing. Only problem I did have, the Fortress air compressor that we got, that we done a review on, you know, it does create a little bit of water. Kept up fine. I mean, it sprayed, no problem with spraying, kept up, did produce water. So I did put the small little inline water thing in it. I got a couple of water drips. As you can see in the time lapse, I was trying to get them out. So before I even think about painting anything else, I will figure out mount a water separator onto that compressor. As for what that compressor does, great compressor for the money, for the DIY. If you want to do stuff like this at home, go for it. Get that compressor, but definitely get you a water separator. I mean, it's the third of the price of what I paid for the compressor, but I think in the long run, I built me a little aluminum bracket, bolt it to the arm, the actual outside of it. I think, mount it, run me a line there. I think it's going to work great. So stay tuned, and like I said, like and subscribe. We're getting closer to 100 subscribers. So like I said, like and subscribe, make a comment. If you got any questions about the paint, how I mixed it, everything, like I said, I mixed it 4 to 1.5, which is about 3 ounces of catalyst. This is the catalyst I use, and I use pretty much a half a pint, in a gallon of paint. And it's drying really quick. We're still at 80 degrees here in North Carolina. So like I said, if you got any questions, leave a comment. I'll be glad. I try to do my best to answer them as quick as possible, and everything. And like I said, stay tuned. We're going to get the Ranger done. We still got to do the wheels. The wheels are going to be painted white. Going to kind of give it a look. Still on the verge. We got to do the brakes, get some interior pieces for it. So, like I said, we're coming along, and it's going to be good. And as you can see, she is not two-tone no more. So, thanks you, and have a blessed day.